What up, y'all? This is Patrick Hayes, and today this video is about how to keep your New Year's promise, how to keep that promise to yourself, and how to follow through on your New Year's resolution. A lot of you are creating resolutions this year, and by listening to this video, you're going to save yourself a lot of trouble so that you can organize an effective way of setting your goals and then also have some powerful techniques for being able to follow through on those goals. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is setting goals that you believe that you can achieve. This is super important. Now, it's okay to set goals that are grandiose. You know, maybe ultimately you want to lose 150 pounds. Say that's what your thing is. When you lose 150 pounds. Now, it may seem a little bit too good to be true. It may seem like something that you can't really do. But if you take that big grandiose goal and then you break it up into sub-goals and work backwards to where you are right now, then that goal is actually very achievable. It's all about baby steps, right? So if your ultimate goal is to lose 150 pounds, start with your New Year's goal to lose 25 pounds, something that you know you can do. And once you get to that milestone of 25 pounds, you'll have so much momentum that you can say, okay, another baby step, let's do 25 more. And this is the process. When we set goals that are too big, basically what we're trying to do is we're expecting ourselves to be able to jump 20 feet. And then when we can only jump 5 feet, we get all bent out of shape like, oh, I can't do it. I didn't make my goal. And then we kill all our motivation and it's a failure, right? So the idea is to set baby step goals. Set goals that we know that we can achieve. And if we have a larger goal and it takes a larger goal to inspire us, then break it up into sub-steps and get fired up about each step that we take towards that goal. So that's number one. Set goals that we know that we can achieve. The second one, this is huge. Focus on our desire to earn whatever it is that we're trying to achieve, as opposed to our desire to just get it. And this is huge because so many of us want these things. We want tons of money. We want everyone to love us. We want, all these skills. We want all these things, but we just want them. We don't actually desire to earn them. And this is a key tweak in how we approach achieving the things that we want to achieve in our lives. Because until we have that desire to truly earn whatever it is that we want to achieve, we're going to be trying to find the easy way out. We're going to be trying to tiptoe around the hard work, and when things become challenging, we're going to be like, I don't know if this is even worth it, and get all burnt out on it. But if we have a true desire to earn those things that we really want to achieve, then that's a whole different approach. Like, my desire is to earn it, so develop the skills of persistence to really push myself and earn whatever it is that I'm reaching for. This is a totally different approach. This is something that people don't talk about very much. And that, like I said, it's the difference between wanting to earn something versus wanting to just get something, wanting to get it for free. That's flimsy. Reality doesn't really like that. Reality makes you earn things. And so if you don't really want to earn it, then you're not going to get it, right? You have to want to earn it, not just have it. Okay, so the third thing is celebrate every single baby step. Every tiny little milestone must be celebrated. Because if we have this, big goal and we're not celebrating every sub-step in between, it's really hard to build the motivation to keep going, right? And a lot of this is actually learning how to recognize when we've made a step towards our goal. And once we recognize that, so have the discernment to recognize, wow, I just made a step forward. And once we recognize that, celebrate that. Get juiced up about it. Be like, yeah, look at how dedicated I am to this. And this kind of shifts into the next one. But look how dedicated I am to this. Look at how hard I've been working. And I can see that my dedication is paying off. And the reason why I say to focus on dedication is this brings us to the next one. And this is to celebrate our dedication as opposed to celebrating our accomplishments on the path. And this is very nuanced and it's subtle, but it's really important. And the psychology behind this is that if we start to celebrate whenever we do something good, right? And we celebrate the success of that particular thing, it can be easy for us to start justifying maybe taking a step backwards. So what I mean by this is there are actually studies done with people that were trying to lose weight. And so they would say, you know, for 3 weeks they wouldn't eat any sweets, and they wouldn't eat anything that was unhealthy. And what the study was on how they celebrated these things and how that affected their overall trajectory. And when these people that had, say, you know, not eating anything unhealthy for 3 weeks and had started losing weight, really started celebrating, wow, I went for 3 weeks without eating anything bad. I'm doing so good. Wow, I went for 3 weeks. Then it was really easy for the thought to creep into their mind like, wow, I did so much work. I really deserve a break. Maybe I'll, you know, take a week off of this diet. Or maybe I'll celebrate by going and eating, you know, a bunch of potato chips and ice cream or whatever it is. So in celebrating your milestones or your accomplishments, strictly based off of the triumph of I've done so much, and especially through the lens of like exaggerating how much work that it was to do, or maybe it's not even exaggeration, but reinforcing like, wow, I did something that was so hard. Geez, wow, what a good job I did. It can be really easy to slip in like, okay, well, I took 10 steps forward, so I'm justified in taking 3 steps back. And this isn't the best approach to doing it. The best approach is celebrating our dedication. Wow, I took 10 steps forward. I'm so dedicated to my goals. This dedication is powerful within me. And this is something that's worth celebrating. It's worth celebrating how dedicated I am. Because when you're celebrating how dedicated you are, then it doesn't pop in your mind to step back from that dedication. I'm so dedicated, therefore I'm going to take 3 steps backwards now. It doesn't really work like that. So celebrating your dedication to the goal is better than celebrating your accomplishments or milestones on the way to the goal. So this is a nuanced way of how to celebrate. Okay, so number 4, this is noticing your shortcomings, but playing with an 80-20 rule for how to build motivation. So what I mean by this is that it's important for us to notice our shortcomings, those areas where we're not succeeding or where we could do better. But one of the major flaws in an overwhelming shortcoming-focused approach is that we lose motivation. If we're always focused on the things that we're not doing well, it really knocks us down and we lose inspiration, we start to become deflated. So a lot of people might counteract that by ignoring their flaws, ignoring the things they're not doing well. And this isn't a good approach either, because when we ignore those things, obviously, we're not addressing them, so we're not going to improve in those areas. So the key is to be aware of what our shortcomings are, those areas where we slipped up or didn't do that well. But also be aware of all the things that we are doing well and use an 80-20 rule with how to think about them. So after every session that we have moving towards whatever it is, whether it's like a workout session or whether it's like doing another video on camera, whatever it is that we're working towards, what we do is we take note of those things that we didn't do too well. We also take note of all those things we did do well, and then we cycle through our mind in a way that's really motivating and exciting all those things we did really, really well. And we spend about 80% of our time reinforcing how well we're doing, right? Reinforcing those things that build motivation within us. And then we spend 20% of the time acknowledging those things that we didn't do as well and coming up with systems for how to do better in those things. So 80-20 rule. Focus on those things that build motivation 80% of the time and only our faults 20% of the time. Okay, number 5 and final one. When we do slip up, when we do make a mistake, when we do not follow through on one of our goals, it's really, really, really important to not blame our ability, but rather to blame our dedication. And this is key, because if we blame our ability, like if we give up on our workout regimen and we say, I just can't do this. I don't have the motivation. I don't have the ability to do this. Like I'm not good enough. Maybe I'm just not cut out for exercising. If that's what we blame, our ability, then we're creating an identity within ourselves that cuts us off from the possibility of actually being able to do it. First off, that's not even true. You do have the ability to do it, but it's not a matter of your ability. It's a matter of your dedication, right? So this is what we blame. We blame our dedication. Oh man, I messed up. I didn't do it. I didn't follow through. It's not that I can't do it. It's because I wasn't dedicated enough. So how do I strategize so I can be more dedicated this time? What am I going to do this time that is going to instill more perseverance? How am I going to look at it in a way that is going to build more motivation so I can be more dedicated and I can follow through this time, right? So blaming our dedication as opposed to our ability. And this is a nuanced way of dealing with failure. Another way of looking at it is failure is just, it's a stepping stone, right? There is really no such thing as failure. Failure is a stepping stone. And when we don't achieve the goal, when we don't succeed, it's actually not a failure. It's a success because it's an opportunity for us to learn how to become more dedicated and how to fine-tune our perseverance skills so that we can follow through. It has nothing to do with our ability. It has to do with our dedication. So we can dedicate ourselves to developing the skills so that we can actually succeed when we keep persevering towards these goals. So thanks so much for tuning in. Be sure to use these tips when you're following through on your New Year's resolutions, and you will keep that New Year's promise to yourself. So thanks so much for tuning in. This is Patrick Hayes. Like, subscribe, share with your friends, and I'll talk to you next time. One love. If you liked the video you just saw and you want to support me in bringing more content like that to you, donate to my Patreon page. There's a link pinned in the comments below, and when you donate to the page, you get access to all sorts of cool giveaways like exclusive content, free music downloads, monthly group chats with me, and more. Now, every single donation that comes in goes directly to improving the quality and the quantity of my content. So thanks so much for your support, and I'll see you on the flip side.